For decades, a single organization operated inside the Catholic Church with near total immunity. They built an empire of wealth and political access, answering to almost no one but the Pope. That autonomy was cemented in 1982. Pope John Paul II issued a decree called Ut Sit, granting Opus Dei a unique legal status known as a personal prelature. In practice, this status turned Opus Dei into a global diocese without borders. Their leaders wielded the authority of bishops, allowing them to amass billions in assets, secure influence in high courts, and bypass the oversight of local church authorities in every country where they operated. Shielded from outside scrutiny, the group cultivated an internal culture of absolute superiority. They believed their structure was permanent, but that isolation created a blind spot that left them entirely unprepared for the forces about to dismantle them. The first strike came from the Vatican. In July 2022, Pope Francis issued a bureaucratic edict that stripped Opus Dei of its episcopal privileges, demoted their leader to a simple cleric, and demanded annual financial audits. The organization's immediate defense was to stall. They initiated a slow, controlled internal process to rewrite their rules, betting they could wait out the aging pontiff. That bet failed. Following Francis's death in early 2025, the newly elected Pope Leo XIV took office. A rigorous canon lawyer from Chicago, Leo XIV brought a strict approach to church governance. He rejected their delay tactics, forcing Opus Dei to hand over their revised internal laws by June 2025. This timeline trapped the organization's leadership in Rome, exactly as two massive public crises broke out overseas. The Vatican's tightening legal grip was only the beginning. Rome was one front of a three-way war about to crush the organization. 6 months later, the battle expanded to South America. At a December 2025 public summit in Buenos Aires, 43 women detailed a decades-long servitude ring. They described being recruited as teenagers from rural poverty under false promises of education, only to be subjected to unpaid, controlled domestic labor for the organization's elite. The resulting human trafficking investigation by Argentine prosecutors directly implicated Mariano Fazio, the global second-in-command of Opus Dei. Simultaneously, a territorial war erupted in Spain. A local bishop in the province of Huesca successfully defied the organization's historical dominance to reclaim legal control over Torre Ciudad, a massive brick sanctuary and the spiritual center of the group. The bishop revealed a handwritten letter from Pope Francis explicitly backing his move and warning him to watch out for Opus Dei's mafia-like intrigues regarding the property's wealth. Accused of exploiting vulnerable women in Argentina and losing their most prized territorial fortress in Spain, the organization's public image collapsed. The illusion of their moral and political invulnerability was gone. These public scandals masked a severe rot inside the organization's own residences. Opus Dei publicizes an official global membership count of roughly 93,000 people, but internal data paints a different picture. This population pyramid visualizes their actual trajectory. The top-heavy structure shows an aging core of celibate members. Meanwhile, youth enrollment has flatlined, and veterans defect. As the line graph indicates, fewer members means plummeting income. As they age out or leave, that cash flow stops. They couldn't rely on their hidden reserves either. Investigative journalists revealed that a massive shadow funding network, funneled through Spain's Banco Popular and orchestrated by Opus Dei members like Luis Falls Taberner, had collapsed when the bank failed. Stripped of their secret financial engine and bleeding core members, Opus Dei fought a sophisticated legal war in Rome while hollowing out from the inside. By March 2026, the leadership in Rome was desperate. They had submitted a new set of secret statutes to the Vatican, attempting to use semantic loopholes to retain control over their lay members and bypass local bishops. Pope Leo XIV responded by freezing those statutes entirely. Instead of negotiating with the group's prelates, the Pope held a 40-minute private meeting inside the Vatican with Gareth Gore, the investigative journalist who had just published a book exposing the organization's financial and physical abuses. This meeting signaled a permanent shift in Vatican policy. By validating Gore's research, the Pope signaled that the period of private negotiation was finished. With the statutes frozen, a master plan began circulating through the Vatican's legal departments. The strategy to dismantle the organization relied on an ancient imperial tactic: divide and conquer. This diagram illustrates the rumored fragmentation. Priests are downgraded to standard clerics. Celibate members are forced into a monitored religious institute under direct Vatican oversight. Finally, wealthy lay people are returned to local bishops, permanently severing their funding and political clout from Rome. The collapse of this empire offers a clear lesson. No matter how much wealth or influence an institution amasses, it cannot survive when the demands of civil justice, modern transparency, and canonical law converge to shut its doors.